Hi everybody, and welcome to my SELVES presentation here at TESOL. I'm super excited to be a part of this conference. What a wonderful opportunity to try and collaborate and share some of our research that we have been conducting over the past couple of years. I'm super excited to be part of this amazing program and also to watch and share with you some of my research. I'm here to talk about SELVES, Social Emotional Learning Virtual Exchanges. My name is Lynsey Mori. Nice to see you, and I hope that you can find something in my presentation that is going to help you to perhaps start and develop a similar program in your own classroom. If you want to contact me and reach out to me, you can do so at the email address here on the screen. It's l_mori@kufs.ac.jp. So thank you once again for joining me, and let's get started. So today I will start off by giving some introduction and background to the partner universities that were involved in this program. I will talk about what social emotional learning, or SEL, is, and then talk about COIL, Collaborative Online International Learning, and how they integrated and the rationale about bringing those two things together. The university I'm speaking from is KUFS, Kyoto University of Foreign Studies, and my partner university was in Thailand, Chiang Mai Ratchabit University, and I will give the practical details about how we set the project going. We did conduct it over 6 sessions. So it's only a mini project. I'll talk about some of the activities and tasks and some of the achievements that the students felt and the results of the assessments and research that we conducted. And I will leave you with the thought that, yes, absolutely, future research is required. And we still have the remaining question of whether we should put these collaborative online learning programs into the curriculum. So let's get started with a little bit more of an introduction of the situation. And I myself, my name is Lynsey Mori. As I said, I'm based in the tourist city of Japan in Kyoto. My students are really headed out into the service industry, and they are looking at being ground staff or airport workers, and really super excited to have this opportunity of live talking online with students in Thailand. We were an English seminar, second-year university class, and we were only about 18 students. My partner university in Thailand was with Dr. Panatanak Tanwaiwit in Chiang Mai. That is a very tourist city too, and they were business students, and the classroom was almost double in student size of being about 30 students. So the groups together were more Thai students than Japanese students. Most of her students go off into the trade industry and were really wanting to develop their English in the as a lingua franca here. So let me start off by talking about my focus, which was developing self-awareness and identity in terms of identifying and understanding emotions, looking at increasing motivation to study English, because in Japan, the English is not the main language, and using consequential thinking and improving their intercultural understanding and empathy through the interactions of this online program. There are many, an increasing number of SEL initiatives that are happening across the globe. I've chosen to use 6 seconds because I have been trained with them, and there are a mass of free resources on the internet. You could look at TESOL, which is the Collaborative for Academic Social Emotional Learning. There's also SEED, which is Social, Emotional and Ethical Developments. There is GCE, which is the Global Citizenship Education in the UK, and ASEL, which is the Association for Social Emotional Learning. There are many, many, many different types of organizations working to increase what they're calling competencies and skills to become global citizens. Although the frameworks and approaches may vary across these organizations, really they all talk about and recognize the importance of developing more self-awareness. And if we are attempting to become global citizens, then these kind of skills are going to be essential for the 21st century and beyond. 6 seconds model shown on this slide here is their emotional intelligence model. EQ here is emotional quotient. So emotional intelligence is measured by emotional quotient, just the same as our cognitive intelligence is measured in IQ, the intelligence quotient. Then EQ, the emotional intelligence, is measured in emotional quotient. So this model is broken into 3 main pursuits of know, choose, and give yourself, which basically translates into what we do, how we do it, and why we do it. And usually these all social emotional learning is broken into different competencies. So 6 seconds uses 8 different competencies, and they're all broken out into these 3 key pursuits. And we chose to develop the pursuit of knowing yourself, which took in the competency of both enhancing emotional literacy and recognizing patterns. We looked at choose yourself intrinsic motivation competency, and in give yourself pursuit, we looked at increasing empathy. COIL and collaboration is the main theme of this conference, and it really was exciting to work together and collaborate internationally, and being able to think about problem-based classroom activities and have both mutual teacher and student developments was really motivating for myself and my partner teacher, and of course for the students. So learning was really instantly visible as we navigated through unstable networks, and we had to broaden the students' critical thinking skills as they had to cooperate in this uncharted territory of virtual exchange learning. I myself took part in the early COIL program, Erasmus. Some of you may have heard of it. It's now being taken over in the UK by the Turing scheme, and they're really voluntary exchange programs that were developed in the pursuit of gaining global perspectives, and that still continues in the concept of COIL today. And these programs really bring together the social constructivist ideas that we are building understanding together and building our own understanding. It also brings together the intercultural communicative competence in talking about analyzing attitudes, beliefs, knowledge, and using the skills of interaction. And in this case, we used translingualism, which is the easy shifting between the 3 languages that were involved, Thai, Japanese, and English, to really transmit and interpret the messages in a more relaxed manner, so that transformative learning was then recorded in the students' written reflections and could be witnessed in the synchronous exchanges that took place. So it's our theory that utilizing COIL can really be an effective strategy to promote the importance of shaping their attitudes and beliefs and really quicken self-recognition in the process of underlying biases or perceptions that they may have, and really bring those to the surface and have them questioned in a safe and supportive environment. So the rationale behind bringing these together is really the importance of creativity, critical thinking, emphatic understanding, critical reflection, and open-mindedness, in that they're all crucial competencies for global citizenship. And SEL and COIL can really encourage the students to start to think outside of their own cultural norms and start to embrace a little bit more of a diverse perspective. SEL also supports the translingualism, sorry, here in this specific case it was trilingual, but not always, but being able to flow between the languages really encourages the use of those multiple languages to foster their communication skills and enhance their global identity, and not make it disrespectful in any sense. So they were able to have conflict resolution and really help each other to feel comfortable and respected, and were able to really embrace their multilingual identity. So further research is really needed into these skills, and they do appear to be essential for the future. And this project really encouraged students to ask questions, to research and to experiment. And having projects like this succeed across time zones and boosting their self-awareness and empathy then were really essential for their personal and professional growth within the university dynamic. And we really aimed at creating that supportive environment that could be flexible and allow for a more personalized and tailored learning for each and every individual. So the students were given the main themes of discussing similarities and differences between businesses in Japan and in Thailand, focusing on consumer habits and how they, as consumers, could influence businesses to be more environmentally sustainable and regenerative, which really is encompassing the situation and the real world project. So everything that we created as teachers was put inside a Google Drive, and this was all done for the whole 6 sessions right at the start of the course. Everything included the COIL plan with a course description, their learning objectives, their learning outcomes, the expectations, and it was all broken down into the different sessions. So there was also success and assessment information, and we also included a rubric of excellent, good, and unacceptable submissions. And this was all put in right at the start, so there were no surprises for the students. They knew exactly what was due and expected and when. Also inside this shared folder, we put a template of a PowerPoint presentation example that the students could use if they wanted to, which had a guided slide heading such as title slide, presentation menu slide, introductory summary slide, example slides requiring information to be given, analysis and action slides, and a conclusion. There was also a Google slide voice narration tutorial link, and also a PowerPoint voice narration tutorial link, and the students could access this if they wanted to. However, the majority of the Thai students had a lot more technological knowledge and were able to create these fantastic YouTube videos without any tutorials there. So thanks to YouTube, they could achieve that. Weeks 1 and 2 were put together so that they had time to build relationships without any initial expectations. Right in week 1, they had 2 weeks to achieve all of these tasks. And then the following 4 weeks had individual expectations written in printable, weekly to-do list formats. Due to the time schedule incompatibilities and classes could not run in a solid 6-week section, they had to move around a little bit, and it actually took us 3 months to complete these 6 sessions. The students were asked to provide both written and video evidence of their collaborative research and demonstrate their negotiating new perspectives over the 6 sessions. The students were told that although the sessions reflections, they had to write weekly class reflections. Although we would constantly check these, they were otherwise really free to select their own time schedule to achieve any of the 6 session goals, as long as everything was in the folder for the final date. So really, the students were able to become experts in their fields as, you know, the Japanese business expert or the Thai business expert, and they could really interact and construct and build knowledge from one another. So really, we aimed to promote self-awareness and intercultural understanding and motivation to study English. And we were able to include activities such as personalized learning plans, where they were able to research and share their knowledge and really help take ownership of their learning and set themselves their achievable goals and accomplish them as they did for their group. Warm-up encounters, they were able to practice speaking English in a low-pressure setting. These warm-up encounters expanded on vocabulary in greetings with their international partners and were really designed at fostering their emotional literacy. They also had to collaborate in writing and video tasks, and this is an example slide here on the screen of one group's final presentation looking at industry, innovation and infrastructure, SDG number 9, the Sustainable Development Goals that they targeted to speak about. And they were really designed to promote intercultural understanding and empathy, navigating conflict and understanding the difference between intention and impact. And finally, they were, of course, able to engage with authentic materials by doing their research and looking online at news articles and videos and adverts related to sustainable businesses. So we really employed the auto-ethnographic mixed method grounded theory approach to collect qualitative and quantitative data through surveys and interviews, and student experience and perceptions helped to identify the key factors that could contribute to these SEL programs and in the context of international learning. So data was collected through a pre and post-intervention survey that assessed self-awareness and understanding, and they were administered in the language that the students selected. So if they wanted to take the assessment in Thai or in Japanese or in English, they could select that so that there was no miscommunication of what kind of things that we were asking, so that we could get the real data, if you like, or the real feelings behind it without any language barriers there. So the surveys consisted of multiple choice questions as well as open-ended questions, and that allowed for qualitative data to be collected. And we used descriptive statistics and content analysis to look at the data. And really, it seemed very positive at the end because we used the 6 seconds assessments, we were actually able to give them this profile that was a tool to allow individual awarenesses to be developed and personal action steps to take in progressing their social emotional learning on a personal level that they could do in their own time once the project had finished. We were also really able to encourage reflection on their own cultural values and cultural beliefs, because we discovered that an overwhelming amount of Thai students conducted a lot of their work, or the majority of their work, either the same day or within one day of the tasks being set. And the Japanese students tend to leave everything until the last minute. And whether that was a cultural thing about looking eager and motivated and being able to stay on task, or whether, you know, the processing what is available to them and taking as much time as they could to really deeply understand the task and their contributions. So really just being aware of the different styles of learning and styles of appreciation was really overwhelmingly positive reactions from the students. We really did promote that intrinsic value of learning English and overcoming the accented that they're not used to being heard. So they really did want to accommodate each other. So they worked synchronously and asynchronously. Here in this slide, you can see they chose Line to chat easily and freely, send photographs of their classrooms and use colloquialisms in their chat, and really just embrace their mutual understanding. And, you know, why do we do things? We do things because we want to build relationships, right? We really enjoy the human nature behind everything. So they were really able to develop their emotional intelligence through these exchanges. And the language was almost secondary, but they really were able to overcome a lot of things and enhance their computer literacy, as well as being collaborate on these tasks. So I'm going to finish here for today, and just thinking about the future of these programs, we do need more support. It was extremely time consuming to put this collaboration together. We, Dr. Panatanak and I both spent an awful lot of time planning and preparing the activities that we could use in the classes, and being able to have the time to be malleable with the things that happened on a daily scale. So we also have to think about credit towards these classes in the future, because there's perhaps in different time zones, there's an overwhelming amount of work that would need to be done outside of the classroom, and how the future of university and how this new style is going to be accredited. So obviously, you know, small grants for project preparation is also required. So it would be amazing if these projects were then taken on as exchanges. So the, you know, 1 year you do a COIL project online, and then you get to go to that city and meet your COIL partners and actually have a real relationship and talk about the field work that you've initialized in your presentations. So should we integrate SEL and COIL into the curriculums of required classes? There's an overwhelming evidence base saying that it is a positive thing, and yet there is still not enough evidence, especially we're just one classroom. We are building the data here, but it does remain, we do need more research into this. So what do you think? I I'm curious to find out, and I'm excited to listen. So thank you for sharing your time with me here. And if you have questions, thoughts, and comments, please feel free to contact me. The slide here just has a few references for you if you'd like to check out any of the resources here for yourselves. Other than that, thank you once again, and I look forward to hearing from you.